Hello friends, welcome to the channel. In this video, we will start our learning regarding the parasummary questions in CAT and other management exams. Parasummary questions, as you might be aware, are a general feature of all management exams where a passage will be given to you and four options which are supposed to be the summaries of the passage will be there and you have to select the best option. So this is a regular feature in all management exams. It is testing your not just your reading comprehension skills, it is testing your minute understanding as well as your ability to reason out or the logic, your critical skills, etc. will be tested so that you are able to spot the correct summary. So generally this section appears to be easy because you don't have to do too much of work. You only thing you have to do is understand the passage correctly and then spot the correct answer, which is a summary of the passage. But many times it is made difficult because the options are all very really confusing. So your ability to read and understand the passage correctly and your ability to closely observe the options and eliminate the wrong options and arrive at the correct answer, that acquires a lot of importance. So there are certain skills that you need to have in or there is a process in which you can find the summary or a good summary. Spotting a good summary is a process which is generally done like this. You have to first read the passage carefully, understand the facts and inferences clearly. So here the importance is on not just the facts, the inferences as well. So it is not just the facts that you need to understand, you also have to understand the inferences. From our critical reasoning classes, we know what is an inference. Inference is something that you understand from the facts given they are not directly stated in the passage, but something you can automatically understand using your logic. That is the inference. So not just the facts, the inferences also you need to understand. Means all the implications of the passage you have to understand by reading the passage and understanding the things very very clearly. Second is reading the options and understanding them correctly. So once the passage is read and understood, you will have a general idea of the passage in the back of your mind, and with that understanding go through the options and understand them correctly. Then the third and the most important step is look for any kind of contradictions or inconsistencies or additions in the options. What is a contradiction? The option contains something that is not there, or that is directly opposite to what the passage is saying, or the option is saying something which is contradicting what the passage is saying. That is called a contradiction. Inconsistency means the option says something that is not consistent with the passage, or that is not in line with the idea that is given in the passage, something that deviates from the idea, or something that is adding more to the idea or reducing the idea to a simple things. All these are inconsistencies. And the third one is addition. Addition is something that is an option which contains something that is not stated or implied in the passage. So all these kind of things you need to spot in the options. Many of the options will contain these kind of contradictions or inconsistencies or additions. Then they are fit candidates for elimination. So those options you need to eliminate. All the options that contain these kind of inconsistencies, contradictions or additions, you eliminate. After the elimination process, what will remain is your likely answers. Most of the time there will be one or two likely answers remaining out of the 4 or 5 options that are given in the for the question. Maybe one or two options are there. If only one option is there, your answer is very simple. You can directly go for that as the answer. But if more than one option is remaining where there are no inconsistencies or contradictions, then you have to select the best out of the remaining things. So how to select the best out of the remaining option? Any option that gives the central idea or the overall idea of the passage, which covers all the aspects that are included in the passage, is the best summary. So when you compare two options which are good summaries, you have to select the summary that contains the overall idea or the main idea in the passage. That will be the best summary. So one option might be talking about some supplementary idea in the passage which is not the main thing that the author wants to say. That may not be a good summary, whereas another one which talks about the central idea or the main idea should always be the good summary. So this is the process that you have to do in identifying summaries. And the skills needed are as always, vocabulary. You need to have a good vocabulary, you need to have a good reading speed, the comprehension ability to understand the things clearly when it is stated in high level English language, that should be there. Your logical ability and critical reasoning. The difference between logical ability and critical reasoning we have covered in extensive detail in our critical reasoning video, so I will not go into those things again. So these are the skills needed for your uh, parasummary questions, and parasummary questions are generally scoring questions where you can get good marks. Candidates generally get good marks in parasummary questions, and parasummary questions are either asked as questions with options or questions without options. That means TITA, that means a type in the answer kind of questions in CAT. So when it is a TITA question, when a parasummary question is asked as a TITA question, you should definitely attempt it because there are no negative marks. But if it is asked as a question with an option or with the options, and you have to select, or you have to, instead of typing in the answer, if you are asked to bubble the place where the correct answer is there, that means a question where negative marks will be there. So in such cases you should be careful, because when you if you go wrong, you will be getting negative marks. So these are the things you have to keep in mind when attempting the parasummary questions in CAT and other management exams. Now we will try to do some 2 or 3 questions as a preliminary exercise. So I'll give you some time to read this question as well as options, then we will discuss. Okay, so the from the passage you can understand that the passage is talking about a sterilization program that was conducted in USA in the 20th century. It was a federally funded sterilization program. What is federally funded? A government funded sterilization program. So you should understand what is a sterilization program. Any program or a project which is undertaken to remove the reproductive capacity of individuals, they are called sterilization programs. And who are the targeted people for the sterilization program? People who were considered as undesirable populations, so used as a means of controlling the undesirable population. So this undesirable population is given in quotation mark. When anything is given in quotation mark, it means that the author is quoting, it is not the author's opinion, somebody else's opinion the author is saying in quote. So the some people in USA thought that this kind of people, immigrants, colored people, poor people, unwed mothers, the disabled, mentally ill, they are all population that are not desirable. So such population, in order to reduce the number of such people in the society and to control their numbers, this despicable federally funded sterilization program. What is despicable? Something that is to be hated, something that is needed to be contempted, or that is needed to be hated, that is called a bad program. So in effect, a despicable means anything that is bad. So bad government funded sterilization program took place in 32 states in America in the 20th century. So basic idea is that there was a sterilization program that took place in America throughout the 20th century, which was a government funded program. And the objective was to reduce the, or to control the number of undesirable people in the society, like immigrants, people of color, etc. So once this understanding is there, you can go for the options and find out the best option, which is a good summary. Option A, reproductive surgery was deployed as a necessary public health intervention in the 20th century USA to protect society from deleterious genes. What is a deleterious gene? Deleterious means something that is harmful, so or bad, you can say. So this the option says that this reproductive surgery was deployed as a public health intervention into USA in the 20th century to protect society from bad genes. So this is seems like a good answer, because it is talking about the surgery that was deployed by the government in USA as a necessary public health intervention. Means public health intervention means anything, any health program that is conducted by the government is a public health intervention. So this is also correct. 20th century USA to protect protect society. Why to protect society? Undesirable population. So the people who wanted this program to be implemented, they thought that society can be protected from this undesirable population. So everything seems correct, but read closely. What is the issue here? This is the issue here. What is reproductive surgery? Reproductive surgery means any surgery conducted to increase the reproductive capacity of an individual is called a reproductive surgery. Whereas what we are talking about, sterilization. Sterilization is the surgery conducted to reduce the reproductive capacity or to nullify the reproductive capacity of an individual. Whereas option is talking about reproductive surgery, which is aimed at increasing the reproductive capacity. So obviously this is a wrong answer. We are not interested in reproductive surgery. The people or the government of USA in the 20th century, they were interested in sterilization program, not reproductive surgery. Option B, coerced sterilization of degenerate stock is a shameful part of America's recent history. So what is this? Again, quotation mark, degenerate stock. Degenerate stock means a stock that is not good. So it is actually giving another meaning for the undesirable population given in quotation marks. So degenerate stock means the people who are not considered as good for the society. So the coerced means forced sterilization of degenerate stock is a shameful part of America's recent history. Is it shameful? Yes, because the word despicable is given here, so it is a shameful. Despicable means something that is bad, something that is to be contempted or that is to be hated. So this is why it is a shameful part of America's recent history. What is the problem with recent history? Is it recent history? Where we are now, we are in the 21st century. We are talking about something that happened in the 20th century. So something that happened 100 years ago, that it cannot be really treated as a recent history. So this is a problem. One more problem, coerced sterilization. What is coerced? Forced. So is the passage saying that this sterilization was done forcefully on the people? It only says that it was a government funded program. It was something that is bad, but whether it was done forcefully, we don't know. The passage is not saying anything about whether this program was conducted in a forceful manner or the government forced the people to undergo this sterilization surgery. We don't know. So the problem here is with coerced, and the another problem is with the recent history. So these two are issues here. So this will not be a good answer as an option. So we can remove this. Then option C, the prejudices that existed among American lawmakers in the 20th century were manifested. What is manifested? It became evident. Something that is expressed is called manifested. Something that becomes evident through the birth control programs popularized by the government. So we know that this birth control program, sterilization program, is also known as a birth control program. So it was popularized by the government. Why it is popularized? Because it is federally funded. Federally funded means government is doing it. So popularized by the governments, and this prejudices that existed among the American lawmakers in the 20th century were manifested. So this part, whether it is correct, prejudices. What is a prejudice? A blind belief. So what is a blind belief here? The blind belief was that undesirable populations like immigrants, people of control, color, poor people, they should be controlled. This is the blind belief. So this is a prejudice. It existed among American lawmakers. Are we talking anything about the American lawmakers? Directly we are not talking, but that is the inference here. So this is how you find out the inference. Why it is an inference? Because the government, the despicable federally funded sterilization program means who is doing it? Government is doing it. So who is the government? The lawmakers. The American lawmakers had a prejudice. That is why this undesirable population means the author is implying that the lawmakers had this prejudice that these kind of people were not desirable for the society, so their number should be controlled. That is why they gave this they implemented the federally funded sterilization program. So this is why American lawmakers, even though it is not talking directly anything about the American lawmakers in the 20th century in the passage, this is the inference that you get from the passage. So this is why prejudices, yes, that existed among American lawmakers in the 20th century, yes, were manifested, yes, through the birth control programs popularized by the government. So everything seems okay. There are no issues here. So this could be a possible answer. Keep it in your mind. Option D, eugenics was practiced in USA in the Victorian age with the tacit support of the society. Again, a lot of things that you do not understand or may not understand. What is eugenics? Eugenics is this particular practice of controlling certain undesirable qualities in the society through selective sterilization. That process is known as eugenics. So instead of talking about selective sterilization, the one word is eugenics. So this is true. So eugenics was practiced in USA in the Victorian age with the tacit support. What is this tacit support? Indirect support. So here it says that with the indirect support of the society, this was implemented. So whether we can say society is supporting this or not supporting it, we don't know. We only know that this program was funded by the government and it had the support of the government. Whether the society was supporting this program or not, we don't know. So with the indirect support of the society is a part that we cannot say as true as far as the passage is concerned. And another problem is Victorian age. What is the Victorian age? Victorian age is the age referred to in Europe when Queen Victoria was ruling England. That is from the period 1830s to 1900s. It is a Victorian age. Whereas what is the age we are talking about? We are talking about the 20th century. That means the period from 1900 to 1999 is the 20th century. So here Victorian age is not equivalent to 20th century. Victorian age is basically 19th century. So this is not correct. And the tacit support of the society, again not correct. Eugenics was practiced in USA. This part only is correct. So this is why this is also a contradiction. So not your answer. So from this we can see that all the other options we are removing. So the only correct answer is option C. So option C should be the correct summary of the passage. All right, now we will go to the second one. So this passage is talking about the economic growth that Brazil is going through, as a result of which the Brazilian citizens are having the opinion that their financial situation is improved and they are expecting it to get even better. The reasons why the citizens are believing is also given because incomes are rising, minimum wage is also increasing, unemployment is low, and as a result of which inequality is less, it is getting reduced, and the middle class is growing, economic stability is there, social security is there, primary education is there. So all the things that are coupled with economic development in a society, that is happening in Brazil, as a result of which the Brazilian citizens are of the opinion that their situation or financial situation has improved and it is going to improve further. Now the second part is talking about an issue. What is the issue? In spite of the recent improvements, it is still a unequal society. Means even though the Brazilian economy is improving a lot, it is still painfully unequal. Means there are a lot of inequality in the Brazilian economy because poor Brazilians are paying the larger share of their income in taxes and they are getting the least from the government. So this is the other side of the coin, or one negative aspect of the growing Brazilian economy is that it is still unequal, and the poor people in Brazil are paying the highest share of taxes and they are getting the least benefits from the government. So even though Brazilian economy is improving a lot and there are all the living conditions are becoming better and better and the citizens are happy that their condition is improving, there is still this problem of inequality in the Brazilian economy. These are the things given in the passage. Now you go through the options and try to select the best summary. Option A, economic reforms have benefited many Brazilians, but they are unaware of the impending problems for rising inequalities in their society. So the first part is okay, but economic reforms have benefited many Brazilians, but they are unaware of the impending problem. Means what? The Brazilian citizens are not aware of the impending problem, means the problems that are going to come. So the problems that are going to come are called impending problems from rising inequalities. The passage is not saying anything about the problems that are likely to happen because of the inequality in the society. The passage is only saying that in spite of all these developments that are happening in the economy, there is still inequality in the Brazilian economy. Whether this inequality is leading to any problems or not, the passage is not saying so. And again, whether the citizens are aware or not aware of the problems in the Brazilian economy, that also is not stated in the passage. That is why this second part of this option is wrong. The first part is correct. So that is why this is not a good option as a summary. You can remove it. Option B, good economic indicators have masked the unfair taxation of the poor that is likely to destabilize the Brazilian economy. Again, good economic indicators, yes, they have masked the unfair taxation, means these, because of these good economic indicators, people are not able to understand the unfair taxation. This is the meaning. It has been masked. Is it stated in the passage this that the unfair taxation is masked by the economic indicators, or people are not able to identify the unfair taxation? No, this is not given here. In the passage does not say that the unfair taxation is disguised or covered by the good economic indicators. It is not given. And whether it is destabilizing the Brazilian economy in the next few years, that part also is not known, because the problems that could occur because of the inequality that is there in the Brazilian economy is not stated in the passage. The last sentence is talking only about the existence of certain inequality in the Brazilian economy. Whether this is going to create any destabilization of the economy in the next few years, that is not stated. So that is why this again is not a good summary. Then option C, most Brazilians feel they have benefited from recent economic events, but the poor continue to be dealt unfairly by the state. So most Brazilians feel they have benefited from recent economic events, but the correct. Most of the Brazilians are thinking that their financial situation has improved, so they have benefited from recent economic events. But the poor continue to be dealt unfairly by the state. Yes, correct. The poor are having the problem because they are having to pay the highest amount of taxes and getting the least in government service. So this is not having any inconsistencies or contradictions. So this is a likely answer. So keep it in your mind. Option D, with rising incomes and falling unemployment, most Brazilians are being misled into thinking that their economy is doing well. So here this option is saying that the incomes are rising, unemployment is falling. As a result, most Brazilians are being misled. So this is the problem here. They are being falsely led into believing that their economy is doing well. The passage is saying that the economy is really doing well. It is not that the people of Brazil are falsely believing that the economy is doing well. The first part of the passage says that the economy is really doing well. That is why most of the Brazilians are thinking that their financial situation has improved. So this is a true fact. Whereas this option says that they are being misled into thinking that their economy is doing well. Means this option implies that the economy is not doing well. Brazilian people are foolishly believing that their economy is doing well, which is wrong as per the passage. So this is again a contradiction. So not your answer. So we have eliminated options A, B, and D. So option C is the only correct answer as a summary in this particular question. So C should be the answer. All right, we'll go to the next one. All right. So first, some vocabulary. What is idleness? Sitting lazily without doing anything is called idleness. And industriousness, working hard or doing something uh, very industriously, or always doing something in a continuous and in a dedicated manner is called industriousness. And what is drudgery? The boredom that arises out of doing the same monotonous work again and again is known as drudgery. The boredom or the kind of repulsion or revulsion you get by doing the same boring things monotonously again and again is known as drudgery. So, from the passage, what is the idea you get? There are two views regarding the hard work. One view is that there is a popular, because of the popular perception that laziness is bad and working hard is good, people have a unhealthy relationship or unsatisfactory relationship with their jobs, because even if they don't like their jobs and they are not interested in doing what they are supposed to do, they are doing it because sitting idle is considered bad. So that is why they will do it. So they will keep on doing the meaningless jobs because of this popular perception that sitting lazily is bad and you have to work hard. And that is why, as a result of which, this has gone to such an extent that when people sit idle even after their work, they think that this is bad, so they take up some hobbies which were previously considered as work, like fishing, gardening, etc. So the first view is that hard work has been glorified to such an extent that people will keep on doing meaningless things, whether it is their job or their hobbies or anything. That is the first view. But second view is that hard work is really good. It has led to a lot of developments and innovation and labor and time saving devices which have lessened lifeless drudgery. Because of the hard work done by people, the society is prosperous, and our health, education, everything has improved, all because of the hard work. And it also brought out innovation and labor and time saving devices which have lessened life's drudgery. So two views on hard work. One view is that hard work is supposed to be a virtue. So as a result of this popular belief of hard work being a virtue, people do meaningless things repeatedly, and sometimes they even go for hobbies which are because they think that sitting idle is a bad thing. So second view is that hard work is really good. It has all our development and prosperity and economic progress and the innovations that we have made. It is all because of the hard work. So these are the two views. Now you go through the options. Option A: despite some detractors, hard work is essential in today's world to enable economic progress, education, health, and to propel innovations that make life easier. So this is good. It is talking about despite some detractor. What is a detractor? A person who says something on opposing view is called a detractor. So there are some people who are detractors or people who are opposing this concept of hard work. Even though some people are there who are opposing the concept of hard work is essential in today's world to enable economic progress, etc., etc. So this is a good option. It is not having any inconsistencies or contradictions. So this could be a possible answer. Keep it in your mind. Option B: hard work has overtaken all aspects of our lives and has enabled economic prosperity, but it is important that people reserve their leisure time for some idleness. So here it says that hard work has overtaken all aspects of our lives. Is this given in the passage? No, the passage is only talking about people doing hard work even when they afford to sit idle. Means after doing hard work, even if they have spare time, they are still doing hard work by taking up certain hobbies. So that is the thing given. But whether it has overtaken all aspects of our life, it is not given in the passage. So that is why this part is not intended or implied there. Enabled economic prosperity is given there, but it is important that people reserve their leisure time for some idleness. This part is also not given. Whether the passage is saying that people should reserve leisure time for some idleness, no. Passage says that the hard work has been projected as noble to such an extent that people don't even sit idle whenever they have leisure time. Even during their leisure time, they do hard work. So that is what given. Whether people should reserve their leisure time for some idleness and all, it is not given. In the need for activity, people undertake what was considered hard work as objective. So people need certain activity, as a result of which they do. So the passage is not suggesting that this is bad. Passage is not this particular, this first view is not suggesting that this is bad or people should reserve leisure time for some idleness. It is not given in the first view. So that is why the overtaken all aspects of our life is not correct. The second part, the the people should reserve leisure time for idleness is also not correct. So that is why this is not a good summary. Option C, some believe that hard work has been glorified to the extent that it has become meaningless and led to greater idleness, but it has also had enormous positive impacts on everyday life. So some people are believing that hard work has been glorified to the extent that it has become meaningless. Correct. The first part is saying that, and it led to greater idleness. Is this correct? Led to greater idleness? No, it says that and led to greater hard work, because even when people have the time to sit idle, they are doing some work because hard work has been glorified. That is what the passage says. So it has led to greater idleness is wrong, and it has also had enormous positive impacts. That also is. This is the second opinion. This is the first view. This is the second view. Those parts are correct, but this part is not correct. So that is why C is also not a good answer as a summary. Option D, while the idealization of hard work has propelled people into meaningless jobs and endless activity, what is propelling? Has led people to. So that it has forced people to do some meaningless jobs and endless activity. It has also led to tremendous social benefits from prosperity and innovation. So this is again correct. So this, there is no mistake in this part also. Idealization means glorification. So that is why hard work is glorified as a result of which people are motivated to do meaningless jobs and their continuous activity, that is hobbies, etc. And it has also led to tremendous social benefits from prosperity and innovation. Actually, it should be leading to prosperity and innovation. From prosperity and innovation, it is not grammatically correct. It has led to tremendous social benefits from prosperity and innovation perspective. Should have been there. One word is missing here. From prosperity and innovation perspective should have been there. But anyway, the idea is clear. So D is also a good answer. A is also a good answer. So for the first time in this particular video, we have two options which are supposed to be good answers. So what was the theory that I have told you in the beginning regarding no, the process you have to follow when you have two good options which are correct summary. So you have to select the one which is talking about the central idea of the passage. So here the first option is saying that hard work is essential in today's world in economic progress, etc., etc. So it is talking about, it is giving more emphasis on the second view. The first view is not mentioned. It is only saying despite some detractors. So the first view is given in these three words, despite some detractors. So whereas passage is giving equal importance to both the views on hard work. So this may not be a good summary. Whereas second one, while the idealization of hard work has propelled people into meaningless jobs and endless activities. The first view. Second view, it has also led to tremendous social benefits from prosperity and innovation. So it is a more balanced summary because it gives equal weightage to both the views given in the passage. Option A is giving more weightage only to the second view. It is not giving weightage to the first view. That is why if you compare the two options, A is not the better option, D is the better option. So this is the process you have to follow when you have two good options where there are no inconsistencies or contradictions, as a result of which you cannot eliminate them. But then when you on close examination, you will find that summary means something that is giving the central idea or the essential idea in the passage is a summary. So it has to give all the aspects of the essential idea. That is why D will be a better summary than A. So this, I hope you have got some idea regarding the process you have to follow in critical para-summary questions. We will be doing more exercises in future in the same manner. I have taken some very simple questions for the introductory video. In the coming videos, we will be discussing more complex questions. All the questions we will be discussing are taken from previous year's CAT or other management exams or GMAT. So none of the questions are taken from in a random manner. All these questions are taken after careful consideration for your maximizing and optimizing your learning processes. So thank you very much. If you have liked the content, please like, share, and subscribe so that I can get more reach. Thank you. Bye bye.